Once upon a time, in a bustling kingdom filled with traders and travelers, there lived a wealthy merchant named Cyrus. Cyrus was known far and wide for his extravagant wealth, his towering mansion, and the treasures he displayed for all to see. But he was also known for his arrogance and selfishness. His workers feared him, the poor despised him, and even his neighbors whispered behind his back. One day, while wandering through the market in search of rare artifacts, Cyrus came across a peculiar old man selling what seemed to be an ordinary mirror. The frame was made of dull, unpolished wood, and the glass looked cloudy. Curious, Cyrus asked, "What's so special about this mirror?" The old man leaned closer and said in a low, raspy voice, "This is no ordinary mirror. It reveals the true nature of the person who gazes into it. It reflects not what is on the outside, but what is within the heart." Cyrus laughed. "A mirror that reveals the heart? Nonsense. I'll take it just to prove you wrong." He tossed a few gold coins at the man, snatched the mirror, and returned to his mansion. That evening, Cyrus placed the mirror in his grand hall among his other treasures. Eager to see his noble and successful nature, he stood before the mirror and looked into it. What he saw froze him in his tracks. The reflection wasn't the proud, richly dressed merchant he expected. Instead, he saw a hunched, shadowy figure with hollow eyes and grasping claw-like hands. The figure's face was twisted in greed, and its smile was cold and cruel. Cyrus stumbled back, his heart pounding. "This must be a trick!" he shouted. He called for his servants to clean the glass, but when he looked again, the dreadful image remained unchanged. Furious, he ordered the mirror to be smashed, but his hand trembled as he raised the hammer. Something deep inside him whispered, "What if it's true?" That night, Cyrus couldn't sleep. He tossed and turned, haunted by the grotesque figure in the mirror. By morning, he decided to test the mirror's claims. The next day, Cyrus walked through the market and came across a beggar shivering in the cold. Normally, he would have ignored the man, but this time, he handed the beggar a gold coin. It felt strange, almost uncomfortable, but when he returned home and looked into the mirror, he noticed a faint change. The figure's eyes, though still hollow, seemed less menacing. Curious, Cyrus began to act differently. He paid his workers fairly and listened to their concerns. He invited the poor to feast in his halls and began using his wealth to build schools and help widows and orphans. Each time he performed an act of kindness, the reflection in the mirror softened. Months passed, and Cyrus hardly recognized himself. His mansion, once cold and unwelcoming, was now filled with laughter and warmth. His neighbors began to greet him with smiles, and his workers praised him as a generous and fair master. One evening, Cyrus stood before the mirror again. This time, the reflection showed a man with kind eyes and a gentle smile. His hands, once claw-like, were open and giving. For the first time, Cyrus saw not a shadowy figure, but a man who had learned the true meaning of wealth. Cyrus kept the mirror as a reminder that true riches are not measured by gold, but by the goodness in one's heart. And though the old man who sold him the mirror was never seen again, Cyrus often wondered if he had been sent by the heavens to teach him this lesson. The moral of this story: the measure of a person's worth lies not in their possessions, but in the goodness of their heart. True change begins when we dare to confront our inner selves. Thank you for watching our video. Please like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this.